Who are you behind closed doors? Not who you pretend to be on social media, not who you pretend to be when you're at work or when you're talking to customers, not who you are when you go to social gatherings or family dinners or the gym, but who are you when no one is watching? That's the real you. And that version of you, it honestly matters more than any mask that you wear in public. When you are alone, by yourself, and you're looking yourself in the mirror, what do you say to yourself? What thoughts are going through your head? Are you thinking of positive thoughts? Do you look at yourself highly? Like, do you value yourself? Do you love yourself? Or do you tear yourself down? Or do you, when you look in the mirror, you look at all the imperfections that you have? Are you kind to yourself? Are you disciplined when no one's keeping score? Are you disciplined with your diet or whatever you're eating healthy, sleeping on time, not looking at your phone at a certain time? Are you sticking to your goals that you wrote down for the week? Or do you fold when you get that comfort right in front of you, like that warm bed and that chocolate bar that's hidden in the back of the freezer that you saw? The reality is that the version of you that exists privately is the most important version of you, because it shapes everything about who you are in public. And your reputation about yourself, it's not built on what people see. It's built on what you do when no one's there to clap for you and praise you. Oh man, you did such a good job. Oh wow, like you really worked hard today. You really look buff. That doesn't matter as much as what you believe in, what you tell yourself, or what you think of yourself. Because the most important thing is that when you're by yourself, you have integrity. You have integrity in public. You stick to your ethics, you stick to your values, but you also stick to your ethics and integrity and value when you're alone. And if you're a religious person, you know that you're technically not alone, ever. Because God is always watching you, right? Watching everything that you do. And even if you're not a religious person, even if you don't believe in a higher power, it's you versus you. And the reality is that if you want to become someone that is respected, that is loved, that brings value to others, that people look at as inspiration, or not even any of that. Forget all that. If you don't care about any of that, if you want to be the person that's just naturally confident, do things with integrity and do things that are right for you when you're alone. Always try to seek improvement and do it for yourself. Don't do it to satisfy your mom or your dad or your siblings or your friends. Don't do things because you want to gain validation or compliments and praise from them, and that'll motivate you to keep going. Because that's one of the worst forms of motivation. The best form of motivation is you doing things yourself and seeing those results, and you going through the process of doing that, and you did it yourself. There is no better feeling that from working hard and achieving something yourself, and there's no better feeling than that, man. There's no better feeling than making your own money. There's no better feeling than being able to afford to live on your own. There's no better feeling than going to the gym and consistently and exercising on a daily basis and looking in the mirror, looking at yourself in the mirror and actually being happy with the body that you have, that you worked so hard for. The life that you built yourself because you were able to stick to your goals and your values, and and when you were by yourself, you were still sticking to all that without seeking validation. That's the best form of success. That's the best form of improvement in your life. That's, that is the ultimate indication. You know, you could be the most you could be the nicest person in the world in public. You're giving back to everybody. You're making everyone happy. You're walking with confidence. You are the things that you say to people, right? The words that you say to others, it may inspire other people, right? People may see you and they be like, oh wow, you must be going to the gym like a lot, man. You're looking really fit. Or what are you doing with your skin, man? Your hair's looking good. Or you dress really well. Or you speak so eloquently. Or you have everything, man. You're doing so well in life. People may say those things to you, but when you go home, are you still sticking to those goals? Are you still sticking to going to the gym? Are you still sticking to what, the diet that you have? Are you still sticking to you grinding and studying? Just because everyone else, all your friends are studying and they're working hard, and that's the only time when you work hard is when you see that. And when you come home, you go home and you play video games and you're watching pornography and you're just like wasting your time. That's not good, man, because that's you're failing yourself. You're not keeping the promise to yourself to get better. If your only form of motivation or to get better is when you're out in public and you see others people doing that, but then when you go home you do the opposite, what does that say about you? It says that you have no control over your life, that other people have control over your thoughts and your emotions, and you're basing your value, you're basing your success off what others are doing. That is not good. The challenge is to check your habits. What are your habits? What habits do you have? You should get rid of the bad habits. Put in those reps. When you're at home, put in those push-ups, man. Do those squats. Do those jumping jacks. If you say you're going to do 50 push-ups every day for a month, stick to it. You can take a couple of days off. That's fine, but you need to get back into it. Don't just do it when others are around you. Don't just do 50 push-ups when you see a cute girl walking by out in public at a park, and you're going to do 50 push-ups and you say, oh yeah. No, you got to do that at home by yourself too. Don't just study in a cafe or a coffee shop because everyone else is studying, right? You should also be able to study in a library as well by yourself when no one is watching you. You should also be able to develop that skill of doing the hard work, doing those things by yourself when you have no eyes around you. And when you're out in public, you have less of a tendency to perform bad habits, right? Like, well, depending on what the bad habits are, but you wouldn't like go to a mall or a coffee shop or a McDonald's and put on a porno or something on your laptop. You wouldn't necessarily do that. But then when you go home, the moment you have comfortability, the moment where no eyes are around you, you go back to that sin. You go back to watching that stuff because no one's around you. What does that say about you? It says you need to work on your mindset. You need to work on the discipline. You need to work on your honesty and integrity. Are you an honest individual? Or do you just lie to yourself and others? And you can tell when you're not being honest with yourself. You can feel in your gut feeling when you're lying to yourself and because you're not doing the things that you said you were going to do. You're not doing it. How you live your life in private, that's your legacy in progress.